Hey, I'm Mark Elling with Masterfit. We're here at our snow show showing some of our tools, and we're going to talk a little bit about our shell expansion tool line called Space Maker. Pretty common for people to have a boot that's a little bit too snug in a particular spot. Real common spot might be a forefoot area, right? A lot of people have a narrow heel and a narrow ankle, but a little broader forefoot. To get the proper fit for the heel, sometimes it's easiest just to make a little extra room in the forefoot. So a super common boot fitting tactic. This is a hydraulic tool. If you look at the end here, you can see it's threaded. Hydraulic fluid fills the tube. There's two rams that come out of this hydraulic piston. Right now it's in its expanded position. If we backed off on the threaded end, those would retract. We have various bits that we can add. If you look up here, we've got an oval. We might use that on the little toe side of the forefoot. These we might use on the medial or big toe side of the forefoot. And depending on what side of the boot plastic we heated, that side will be expanded. This happens to be a Technica Cas shell, and you can see they've dimpled this to reduce the mass and common stretch points. So that allows the plastic to be deformed once it's warmed up, typically with a heat gun, sometimes with infrared heaters, sometimes with ovens. But once the plastic is hot enough, a tool like this will expand it to match the foot shape. You allow that to cool back to room temperature, and then that's a permanent stretch that will remain in the boot forever. There are a couple other ways of making room in a boot. Another way would be to actually physically grind the shell thickness of the shell wall itself. Boots are fairly thick in a lot of places, sometimes 6 or 7 millimeters, and a few millimeters of change makes a big difference. So sometimes we'll use a flex shaft grinder, and if you look at these tools here, this would be the handle, and these are a series of different burrs we can use to grind the interior of the shell wall to create point-specific room for bony prominences or a wider forefoot. A lot of times there's places in the toe we can make a boot longer. If your heel hurts, there's areas we can grind. So typically, with those two tools, you can change the shell to match almost any foot.